Hey guys, welcome to the channel here. We are here with Twitch Tips 101, Episode 5 on branding and building a community. Let's get to it here, guys. So first things first, a lot of you guys want to have like just a giant community just following you guys and supporting you guys. A giant community isn't built overnight. It takes months, and I'm talking months and months and months of dedication and grind. Like a lot of work. It's not just handed off, or it's not just done over through like a big raid by Ninja or something like that. This has to be done through you. No matter who raids you, at the end of the day, their viewers won't be your viewers. It all comes down to you actually being willing to build your own community or actually working your butt off to build your own community. So it took me 3 months to hit affiliate. It took me 4 months after that to actually start opening up my Discord and start building my community. And as a streamer, you need to learn how to consume content before you start creating content properly, right? So the first thing here is everyone starts off streaming with 0 viewers, 0 followers, 0 everything. No one has affiliate on day one, okay? So you got to start off at 0, just like everyone, okay? So the first thing here you do is you just want to build a presence. You want to just start streaming a little bit, get a schedule going, what flows with you, what kind of games you like, how you like to stream and stuff like that. Get that situated. And just make friends, follow people, consume their content, get to know them, get to know their communities, make friends, okay? Second thing here is learn from others, okay? So while you're doing this, you need to learn from all these content creators that you're watching, all these content creators that you're supporting. Spend time learning, consuming content, and understanding what they're doing. Maybe they're a really good Call of Duty player, and like maybe you're better than them, right? So why don't you create content about gameplay? Or maybe they're a very talkative person and you're like, dude, I could easily do that. I'm super talkative. You know, I talk a lot. Great, then make content based around you talking a lot, like kind of like just chatting streams and stuff like that, right? So there's so many different little things you can learn from different streamers, content-wise or like, you know, experience-wise. You can take ideas and concepts from these streamers and put it into implement in your own channel. You can even get branding ideas or like styles or what these streamers stand for. You can get some ideas and kind of like mix these ideas together, and you know, you could stand for more than one thing in a sense. But that's what the whole purpose of this phase is. It's you coming in here, making at least, hey, I exist, and learning from all these content creators. Next thing here is create your own identity. So once you've learned what you want to stand for, what you want to do, you know, you've actually started streaming and you're making friends and you're supporting folk here and there, that's great. Next thing here is to create your identity, okay? So you want to create your brand, you want to create your logo. By this time, you've probably gone through several names, you've gone through several logos and stuff like that. But right now, you know what you stand for, you know what you want to do, you know what you got to do, right? So you've got this mentality, hey, like this is what I stand for now on the platform. You've learned this from the content creators that you've watched and you've supported. This is what I stand for. Great. So you create your identity, your brand, and your logo around that. And that's what your logo and your brand will stand for, is what you believe in and what you want to do and what you want to be. So your logo, your brand will stand for that, right? And so now, after you've created this established, like say, hey, this is my name, this is what I stand for, great. It's still not time for you to open up a Discord and like just be like, hey, this is the community and everything like that, right? Obviously, during your streams, you want to call your community a certain name and stuff like that, but here's the thing. If you're going to keep changing your name and go through different rebrands and still learn and adapt and change things, right, giving your community a solid name and then constantly changing your community over and over and over, it's not the best brand, it's not the best look. So you're still in the development phase, right? So creating your identity is the third step here. So now fourth step here is building the social media presence. So it's just very similar to the first step here, but now after you've done first step, just building it, learning it, and then establishing what you want to establish. Now the fourth step is to take what you established and push forward with it like you just did with the first time. So now this one, you want to push forward, you want to really grow, you want to stick to that schedule, you want to network even more, you want to stream, you know, on consistent basis here. You want to create even more content on Twitter and Instagram, better quality content, and you want to put this out there. And then you're going to slowly start growing and growing and growing. But make sure you stay consistent with it. When I mean consistent, I'm not talking like streaming every day. I'm talking like, hey, you stream for 3 days a week, but you're streaming on the dot during those time frames. So you're streaming on that schedule. Consistency doesn't mean you're constantly streaming. Consistency means, hey, you're streaming within this time frame consistently on these, like you are on the dot, basically. Like kind of like, oh yeah, he's very consistent with showing up to work. you're very consistent with showing up to your streams on time, right? So be consistent with streaming. So now this building the social media presence, you start growing, you get your channel going. So you're at like 40 viewers now. Okay, now this is a good time for you to start opening up your Discord. You know, like, hey guys, we have a Discord now, and we're called the hashtag FEEKIFAM, right? So our community is called the hashtag FEEKIFAM, right? So I'm averaging like 40 viewers, 50 viewers now. I open up a Discord, people start coming in. I have 40 viewers, right? So I'll have like a couple people come into the server at one time, and what that means here is, okay, great, I have a couple people come in the server, they will talk to each other. That's great. See, if you would have started opening up a Discord day one, which is where a lot of streamers make a mistake, is you have one viewer coming in, over time he will just disappear because there was no one in the server. And then a new person will join, and they're like, hey, no one's in the server, so he leaves. Then a new person joins, and then you got this whole constant process of people joining and leaving. When you have 40 viewers, you bring all these people in, it brings like, say, 5 folk in, and so every time you add a new person, it just keeps adding and adding and adding to the cycle, so people are actually willing to stay, right? Rather than the other cycle where people join and leave, join and leave, join and leave, you actually have this cycle where people join and actually conversate and stay and work together, or even just like actually talk in the server. So opening up your Discord and having everything set up day one, not the brightest idea. You want to slowly build and work towards things. That's probably the number one thing when it comes to branding, is like a lot of streamers just start day one with merch and day one with everything, right? That is like the worst thing to start off with, because one, you're probably getting scammed with the merch stuff, to be honest. I mean, there's a lot more money to actually be made when it comes to merchandise than most people actually know, and it's pretty bad. Like, you're probably getting like cut off in most cases. So understand that, create it, right? You want to create that community after like you're averaging like, say, 40 or something viewers on Twitch, where you get this consistent flow going in, right? So create and open up the community Discord. You will have folk join, and that's going to lead to a little bit more growth and a little bit more excitement in the channel. Next, here is branding, right? So now you got your community all like hyped up with the Discord. They're always talking and stuff like that. And then you have emotes and stuff like that in your channel as well, right? So now you have like designs coming into your stream. So your designs on your stream are based around like, say, your, like what your theme is and stuff like that, your logo. You got panels, you got emotes that represent what you stand for. Like, you got like, I got condiment emotes, right? Because I'm like a goofy guy. I like to eat food and stuff like that. That represents like my goofy personality. I dressed up in a hot dog costume once, and I ate hot dogs on stream. We do goofy stuff like that. So understand, like, you create these personas and you create these little cool identities for yourself. Next thing comes into play is like creating merchandise. A lot of people start with merchandise day one. That's probably one of the worst things you can do. A lot of big streamers didn't have merch for a while. Like, understand that you want to build that audience before you have that merch. Because like, if you have 0 viewers, who's gonna buy the merch? Like, no offense to anybody that's averaging 0 viewers and has merch, but you started off with 0 viewers and you have all this merch, or people can just go buy the merch when they want to buy the merch. Well, that's cool, but it doesn't bring the hype to it. It's okay. So it's like when someone comes to your channel, it's like, oh, you already got the merch. It's all good. It doesn't matter. But like, when you actually don't have the merch, people are a lot more hyped for it because it doesn't exist. It's rare, right? And one thing I don't like, a lot of streamers just do the Streamlabs like merch stuff, and it's just like a giant t-shirt with a giant logo on it. Like, not to be rude, I'm not gonna buy that. Like, that's not a cool design. That doesn't look cool. Like, actually come up with something original that's more than just a logo stamped on a t-shirt in the front of it. That's a big giant logo. You know, like, come up with like a cool design, talk to a designer, make a couple limited hoodies and stuff like that. Look at Tim the Tatman. Look at all these bigger streamers when it comes to merchandise. They build up the hype for it. Just coming out and just start dropping a merch isn't really the most business logical sense of actually branding your merch or pushing it out there. So when it comes to streaming, building that community and building that audience, best advice I can give you guys is just don't start off doing everything at once. Slowly build into it. Learn, adapt, make adjustments. You know, before you fully set yourself in stone, make sure that's what you want to stand for and that's what you want to do. Because if you're going to constantly change with overlays and designs and things like that, it's not going to look good. You want to slowly push your stuff out there and work it through. So overall, guys, just start streaming, make some friends, get that slim presence going, learn from other content creators, learn what you want to be, what you want to stand for, and who you want to be. Then after that, create the identity and your logo and your designs and your name and etc. and base that around your concept and who you are and what your identity is. And then after that, build an even larger presence. And once you get to a certain size on Twitter and Twitch and stuff like that, then slowly open up a Discord and keep continuing what you're doing already. And your Discord and your community will just slowly get bigger and bigger. After that, it becomes a matter of time, and it just becomes a slow process. There's no fast shortcuts of like, okay, great, I'm at 40 viewers, how do I get to 80? It just happens slowly but surely. So I've been streaming for over a year. I was averaging like 120 viewers a while back. We had like 300 something members in the server, but you know, a lot of stuff happened to me in the last couple months, so it is what it is. But guys, I hope this video was very informative. It helped you guys. This is the end of it. Hope you guys all have a blessed one. If you guys can hit the like button, if y'all can hit the sub button, that would be greatly appreciated. If y'all could hit the dislike button, that would also be very greatly appreciated. Leave a comment below. Let me know what kind of videos you guys want me to make. Hope you guys all have a blessed one.